Master Sass, Peekaboo. When the ninja returned home, Wu, Misako, Nia, and Ronin were all shocked that Cole had become a ghost. Wu and Misako were not happy that Irene had snuck out, but they were relieved that she was okay. They were all mostly okay. Irene was surprised to learn that Nia was training to become the master of water. "Wow, that's amazing," she said. "Yeah, it is. I'm terrible at it, though," Nia said. "You make it look so easy." "Easy? All of the hard stuff happens up here," Irene said, tapping her forehead. "I have to focus to conjure illusions and maintain them. If anyone can master elemental powers, it's you. You're good at overcoming challenges." They closed the tea shop and took the Destiny's Bounty, flying across Ninjago while the ninja practiced air jitsu and Misako worked to decipher the next clue. Irene's injuries had healed, so no one protested when she joined in on the training. Ronin had put a flag at the top of the mast, sitting in the crow's nest, eating an apple and watching the ninja practice. It was Kai's turn. He tried, but couldn't make it all the way. "Seriously," he complained, trying again. He missed. "Oh, just short. Like your temper, Kai," Ronin teased. "Let me try. I'm for sure a better air jitsuer than you, Kai," Jay said. "Oh yeah? When did that happen?" Kai asked. "Like now," Jay said, flying upward, getting closer to the flag than Kai did. He was still short, though, and he screamed as he fell. "Oh yeah, that was so much better than me," Kai said sarcastically. It was," Jay said, puzzled by Kai's attitude. "It really was good, Jay. Don't listen to him," Irene assured, giving him a high five. "That wasn't air jitsu, that was fail itsu," Ronin called. "Or stupid itsu," Kai muttered. "To master the powers of air jitsu, we must uplift, not put each other down, Ronin," Wu scolded. Ronin took a bite of his apple. "You closed shop for a week, you gotta let me have some fun," he said, watching Zane try to grab the flag. "Aren't ninjroids supposed to be precise?" he cracked as Zane fell short. Kai sighed. "These new suits are heavy. Why can't we just use our old ones?" he complained. "These are embedded with deep stone. They will protect you from being possessed," Wu said. "I rather like not being possessed," Irene remarked, trying for the flag. Her hand brushed against the fabric and she fell. "Yeah, well, maybe the name air jitsu isn't uplifting enough," Jay suggested. "Maybe we need something more inspiring, like Cyclone Do!" He flew up past the flag. "Miss. Again," Ronin said. Jay snatched his apple on the way back down. "Hey!" "I have now upgraded my vocabulary," Irene said as Jay took a bite of the apple. "I like the name Cyclone Do." She flew upward, grabbing the flag. "Victory!" she cheered. Jay and Kai gave her high fives. Misako came onto the deck and called them inside to go over the next clue. They all headed down to the briefing room. Irene lit up at seeing Cole finally come out of his room. She started to hug him, but her arms passed right through. Cole's face fell. Irene frowned slightly, then tried again. She was able to hug him this time. Nia turned off the lights, then they sat down and Misako turned on the projector. "Now that both Moro and you have air jitsu, it's time to turn our attention to the second clue, the sword in the cloud," Misako said, bringing up an image of the second clue. "Me senses tell me it could be many swords," Zane said. For some reason, he had a pirate accent. "Thar be the fire sword, the sword of destiny, the golden cutlass." "I thought you said you fixed his voice," Kai whispered. "I did, and then I made it better," Jay whispered back. "The sword of invisibility, the sword of invincibility." Zane was still listing off various legendary swords. Kai snickered. "You're right. He is better." The two of them started snickering. Irene shushed them, but she couldn't help smiling. "The blade of ruin," Zane continued. "Aye, Zane," Misako said with an amused smile. "And to add to your colorful account, there are many more swords, but it wasn't until Moro and his allies commandeered Nia's samurai mech that it all became clear. It's the sword of sanctuary, protected in the Cloud Kingdom." "Cloud Kingdom? I know every square inch of Ninjago. There ain't no place called the Cloud Kingdom," Ronin scoffed. "You're right. It isn't in Ninjago. It's in a parallel realm that can only be reached through the blind man's eye," Wu explained. "The blind man's eye? You mean the powerful storm cyclone above the clouds?" Nia said. but its altitude is far too high for the bounty to reach. Unless we ascend the tallest mountain in Ninjago, the Wailing Alps, Misako said. Yes, the Wailing Alps. When the blind man's eye passes its peak, you 5 ninja will jump into the eye of the storm, using airjitsu to cross over into the Cloud Kingdom to take possession of the Sword of Sanctuary, Wu said. Whoa, Sensei. You're throwing around some big words here, but I think you got one wrong, Jay interrupted. Everyone turned to look at him, and he grinned. It's Taekwondo, not airjitsu. Everyone groaned. So this Sword of Sanctuary that we're after, what makes it so special? Cole asked. It's special because reflected within its blade, you can foresee your opponent's next move, Wu replied. And whoever gets it will have a huge advantage. Lights, please, Misako said. Nia turned the lights back on. This is about more than finding the next clue to the Spinjitzu Master's tomb. This is about saving my son. You cannot fail, Misako said. Then let's gear up. We have one big mountain to climb, Kai declared. The ninja watched on the deck as the bounty headed for the mountain. Irene shivered as the temperature got lower. It's getting really cold, Jay said, shivering. Freezing, if you ask me, Kai said as Irene hugged him for warmth. Nia came up on the deck. Guys, we need you down below, she said. They followed her down to the hangar where 5 mechs were waiting and suited up in cold weather gear. Without your mechs, you'll never be able to survive the extreme conditions on your own, Nia said as the ninja climbed into their mechs. Nia, have I mentioned that I love your handiwork because this is amazing? Irene said. Once or twice, Nia replied. I've also installed headsets into your hoods for easy communication. Try it out. Jay cleared his throat. Tell me, Zane, how tall is this mountain? He asked. The precise elevation of the Wailing Alps be well over 3 leagues and 28 fathoms, Zane replied. Jay and Irene snickered. Zane's so much cooler, Jay said. Remember, once you get to the peak, you'll only have one shot to shoot the blind man's eye. Don't miss, Ronan warned. We won't, Irene said firmly. Cole sighed. I don't know, guys. You had time to practice. Maybe I should sit this one out, he said. Don't even think about it. You may be a ghost, but you're still part of the team, Kai told him. And if it weren't for you getting the first clue, we wouldn't even be here, Jay added. So what are you going to do, Cole? Are you in or out? Nia asked. It didn't take long for Cole to make up his mind. Open the hangar doors, he ordered. Opening hangar doors, Ronan called, pulling the lever. Woohoo! Jay cheered. Ha-ha! Is anyone else getting a tingling feeling? Yeah, frostbite, Kai replied. Drop 'em, Ronan said. Ninja snow! The ninjas shouted as they were dropped on the peak. They cheered, but Cole fell in the snow. Cole, are you okay? Kai asked, concerned. Gotta work on that landing, Cole groaned, getting up. Hey, are you sure you want me along? I can hardly control my new body, let alone this piece of metal. Of course we want you along. You're part of this team. You're important, Irene told him. Yeah, we all have our bad days. We'll pick you up so next time you can return the favor, Jay added. Jay be right. The only way we're getting up Yi Mountain is if we be a hardy crew, Zane said. This isn't about who's a ninja, a ninjroid, or even a ghost. Above all else, we're brothers and sister. And as iron sharpens iron, brother sharpens brother, Kai said. All right, brothers and sister, let's do this, Cole declared. They started climbing. Not so bad when you get the hang of it, Cole remarked. So this Sword of Sanctuary, you really think you can see all of your opponent's attacks? Jay said. If we had that kind of power, not even Moro could stop us. But if Moro got his hands on it, nothing would stop him, which is why we cannot fail. We just have to keep climbing, Kai said. You know, something's been bothering me this whole time, Irene said. What is it? Cole asked. Why is it called the Sword of Sanctuary if it shows your opponent's next move? Sanctuary means a safe place. The sword shows the future. It should be called the Sword of Foresight or something like that, she said. She laughed as the others groaned. We're trying to save Ninjago and rescue Lloyd, and that's what you're concerned about? Kai demanded. No, she's got a point, Jay said, grinning. Ugh, Zane, how much further is it to the top? Kai asked. There be a long way, at least 100,000 steps up, Zane replied. 100,000? Good thing I'm not counting, Kai said. Jay immediately started counting his steps. 267, 268, 269, 70, 71, 72, 73. Oh, look, a little goat, he cried, distracted. That's not a goat, don't you remember? We rode one of those, Kai told him. It's got horns, it's a goat, Jay argued. Even giraffes have horns, and that's not a goat, it's a yak, Kai said. A yak? No way, maybe it's a cow, Jay said. I'm about to have a cow, Kai muttered, rolling his eyes. Irene laughed. Zane looked down at the snow. Arr, look, tracks, he said, his pirate accent sending Irene into a giggling fit. Maybe another yak, Kai asked. Or a cow, Jay added. Pixel has analyzed ye tracks. We not be the first ones to climb this pass today, Zane announced. You think it was Moro? Kai asked. Who else is crazy enough to be at this altitude? If he's ahead of us, we're bound to cross paths, Jay replied. A strange wailing sound filled the air. What's that sound? Cole wondered. Wind gust! Anchor down! Zane shouted. Irene dug the claws of her mech into the side of the mountain, shivering as the wind hit. Hold on, everyone, Kai shouted. I can't hold on, Cole shouted as he slipped, tumbling down the mountain. Zane fired his grappling hook and reeled him back in. That was close. I owe you one, Cole said, finding a foothold. Come on, there's still a lot of mountain to go, Kai said. They kept climbing. Irene heard an unholy screeching ringing through the air. Now what's that sound? Jay asked. Another gust? Cole guessed. Worse, Kai said, seeing a wall of white coming toward them with alarming speed. Avalanche! Here it comes! Hold on! They screamed as the avalanche swept them away. I can't control my mech, Cole shouted. Me either, Jay called. The avalanche is too strong, Kai said. Jay hit a boulder, his mech breaking apart. No! He clung to one of the pieces, using it as a sled. Jay, take my hand, Cole shouted, reaching out. Jay's hand passed through his. Concentrate, Cole, Jay shouted. Irene's mech was smashed to pieces, and she flew into Jay, nearly knocking him off the makeshift sled. They held on to each other, screaming. Kai had jumped out of his mech and onto a tree branch. He hung down, reaching out. I got it! Hey guys, Whoa! The branch broke beneath him and he fell on top of Jay and Irene. Zane's mech was caught between a couple of boulders. Blimey, I'm trapped, he said. Cole was panicking, seeing his friends about to go over the edge of the mountain. What do I do? What do I do? He said to himself. What do you do, Cole? You don't give up. He jumped into the snow, possessing it and making a giant snowball roll down and caught Kai, Irene, and Jay before they went over the edge. Whoa, Cole, is that you? Jay gasped. Just picking you up to return the favor, Cole replied. You possess the snow, Kai said, slightly shocked. Yeah, I guess I did, Cole said, letting go of the snow. Ha-ha, first we get Cyclone Dough, then we get a ghost on our side, Jay whooped. I know! So cool, Irene agreed. Just good to see you smile, Zane told Cole. All right, so we're down 4 mechs, but we're up in spirit, Kai said. Still, how are we going to catch up? We lost a lot of ground. Cole smirked. How about we see what else I can do, he suggested, possessing Zane's mech. The others held on and they started heading up the mountain. Woo! Jay cheered. It's like your possession has given his mech boosters, Kai said. Boosters? That's some sort of ghost joke, Cole demanded. Buddy, there's a whole lot more where that came from, Irene snickered. It's good to see you still got your sense of humor. Whoa, Cole, you've transformed it into a spider mech, Kai gasped as they started climbing even faster. You know, this ghost thing isn't so bad after all, Cole said. Hey, what's that? Irene asked, pointing to an old structure hanging off the side on the side of the mountain. Ah, the Hanging Temple. We're not far, Kai said. Moro and his friends had already reached the temple. They spotted the ninja. The soul archer aimed an arrow at them. Incoming! Jay shouted, and they all jumped out of the way. The arrow hit Kai square in the chest, knocking him over. Kai! Jay and Zane shouted, worried. No, Jay muttered. Kai got to his feet, unharmed. The armor really works! I didn't turn into a ghost! He called. Moro's mech fired a grappling hook, latching onto Zane's mech and running. Moro's getting away! Cole yelled. And you're not! Bancha hissed, screaming and causing several large icicles to fall towards the ninja. They barely dodged in time. Who's ready for some exercise? Because we're about to do some exorcism, Kai declared. Now that is a ghost joke, Cole approved. Moro switched places in his mech with one of his ghost allies. The ghost immediately turned to Zane. Gultar, chop! Moro approached Irene. Seems you're tougher than I thought. Lloyd wouldn't let me kill you, he told her. You give him back, Irene snarled, charging at him. Cole looked up at the sky. The blind man's eye! We can't let Moro jump through it without us, he shouted. Don't think we're not trying, Kai shouted back, dueling Bancha. Jay ran, but stopped short when an arrow almost pierced his foot. Somebody almost got shot here. Where's the archer? He shouted. On the rooftop, Cole shouted, pointing. Jay threw his arrow blade, but Soul Archer dodged. Bantha pushed Kai back, and the platform beneath him started to crumble. Kai, think fast, Cole shouted, throwing his arrow blade into the rock just above Kai. Kai grabbed onto it before he could fall. He jumped to another platform before Bancha could attack again. We have to figure out how to get rid of these windbags before it's too late, he said. The winds kicked up again with a terrible wailing. Oh, speaking of wind, anchor down, Jay yelled. He, Kai, Cole, and Irene used their arrow blades to hold on, and Zane used his mech to anchor down. Now I feel like a windbag, Jay remarked. Moro had taken the opportunity to ascend to the peak, and he was almost there. The wind was almost too strong, though. Stop it! It's me that controls the wind, he screamed. Stop! He concentrated hard and willed the wind to die down. The air became still. That's better, he said, panting from the effort. I want to get off this stupid mountain. I hate heights, Cole complained. Come on, Zane, get this tin can back on its feet, Jay said. Aye, aye, gonna do it, Zane replied. Before he could do anything, Gultar grabbed the mech and shook it, causing everyone but Zane to fall off. Now where did the archer go? Jay wondered. Behind you, Kai replied as Soul Archer fired an arrow. Jay managed to dodge and threw his arrow blade, hitting the ghost. Ha-ha! I got him! I got him! He cheered. The arrow blade kept going. Oh, and I lost it, he whined. Come on, we have to get out of here, Kai said. Gultar grabbed hold of Zane's mech. Ha ha ha! Gultar never let you leave, he said. Zane quickly tied both mechs together. Then it's off the plank for you, he said, jumping out of the mech and activating the boosters, making both mechs tumble down the mountain. Soul Archer shot an arrow at the bridge the ninja stood on. They screamed as they ran. Come on, there's no time to lose, Kai urged. Jay looked up and spotted Moro. Ah, there he is. We're still in this race, he said. Moro looked back and saw them kicking an icicle. Irene blocked it with a force field. We can do this. We're almost there, she encouraged. Jay yelped as he fell, but Cole grabbed his hand. Concentrate. We got this, he said. Jay looked down and spotted his arrow blade. Hey, I knew it'd come back to me, he said happily, picking it up. We're gonna miss the blind man's eye, Kai shouted. Oh no, all this way for nothing, Jay worried. The wind began to howl. We'll never make it in time, Zane cried. We will if we do one thing, Kai declared. Cyclone Do, Jay and Irene said. But I've never practiced it. What if I don't make it? What if I just blow off the mountain? Cole worried. Don't worry, we'll catch you. Just trust us, Kai assured, using air jitsu to get to the peak. I did it! I did air jitsu! Now you try, he shouted. Zane, Irene, and Jay followed suit, landing on the peak next to Kai. Now it's your turn! I made it! Cyclone Do! Jay whooped. Yar, what about Cole? Zane asked. Cole was still clinging to the side of the mountain. You can do it, Cole. We'll catch you. Remember, brother sharpens brother, Kai said. The only thing sharp here is this icicle that I'm holding on to, Cole said. He almost slipped. Come on, Cole. You're the strong one. Even Jay can do it, Kai called. Oh, thank you very much, Fire Boy, Jay said sarcastically. Cole, just jump, Kai shouted. What if I can't grab hold of your hand? I'll fall and die, Cole panicked. No, you won't. You're a ghost, and ghosts can't die, Kai told him. Ghosts can't die. Ghosts can't die. I'll do it, Cole decided, jumping and successfully performing air jutsu and landing on top of the ninja. Yay! You did it, Cole! Irene cheered. Look, the blind man's eye, Kai shouted, pointing at the storm. We've got one shot, Zane said. Brother sharpens brother, Cole added. We're stronger together, Irene agreed. Cyclondo! Jay shouted as they flew up into the storm. The next thing they knew, they were all flat on their backs. Did we make it? Kai wondered as they sat up. Cole gasped at the city before him. The Cloud Kingdom, he said. Now let's find this sword of sanctuary, Jay declared.